This is 18-year-old Patrick Mills. The teenager is Australia's hottest new basketball talent. In the coming years, the point guard is expected to make an impact on the international stage with Australia and is also being tipped to star in the world's premier basketball league, the NBA.
To get to that level, I'll need to definitely improve my defensive, full court defense up the court, my ball handling, also my shooting. So being here at the Institute gives me a great opportunity to work on those things every day to hopefully reach my goal.
Patrick currently attends the Australian Institute of Sport in Canberra. The AIS is Australia's national centre of sports excellence for the training and development of elite athletes and teams. Former Chicago Bulls star Luke Longley and Andrew Bogut, who was the #1 pick in the 2005 NBA draft, are amongst those who've come through the AIS's prestigious basketball program. This is Mills's third year at the Institute, where his development has been overseen by head basketball coach Marty Clark.
As a player, his obvious strength is athleticism. He's got legitimate international quickness, and that's something that's very difficult to teach. His strength, as far as a team goes, is his ability to make other people better. He's great, but he's got to be able to make other people great as well, and he's one of the few people that can do that.
In making the move to the Institute, Patrick didn't have to travel far, as he grew up on the outskirts of Canberra. His mum is an Aboriginal from South Australia, and his dad is a Torres Strait Islander from northern Queensland. Patrick began playing basketball at the age of 4 for a local Indigenous club established by his parents. Whilst at junior school, he wrote down what he wanted to achieve in the sport, making it to the Institute, playing for the Australian under-19 team, competing at the Olympics, and joining the NBA.
I wrote that a number of years ago now, but I have stuck to it. I can say that I've ticked two of them off already. But that's the type of things that strive to or motivate me to conquer those goals.
Patrick is the star player on the AIS team, which competes in the South East Australian League. The AIS teenagers play against teams made up of far older players. On the day that Transworld Sport was in town, they had a home game against crosstown rivals, the Canberra Gunners. This is Patrick's last season with the AIS. Later this year, he'll head to the United States to play college basketball in the NCAA. Mills has chosen to play for St. Mary's, a college on the outskirts of San Francisco, who compete in the West Coast Conference.
And the level of basketball, I think, goes up another level from what we're playing here in Australia at the moment. And I guess the reason for me choosing a college in the United States is to get me on the right path to another goal of mine, which is to play in the NBA.
He's certainly got some of the things they would look for in a player, but he's definitely got a lot of things they look for in a person. He's a fantastic person, and any club anywhere around the world would be happy to have a person like him. Legitimate quickness. Size is a thing that NBA is not so worried about now. You know, there's people, Tony Parker and those type of guys are around the same size, and he offers similar things. Not saying he offers the same yet, but you know, he's got 4 years to get there.
5'10" Mills has already tested himself against the best young talent that America has to offer. Last year, he took part in the annual Nike Hoops Summit, which sees the best high school talent in the US take on the rest of the world's best youngsters. As point guard for the world team, Patrick took away a huge amount of experience.
Unfortunately, we lost the game, but to be there, the atmosphere, to play against the American guys like Kevin Durant, was something that unbelievable, something that I'll never forget, obviously.
This week, Mills will once again pit his skills against other young players from around the world when he leads Australia at the Under-19 World Championships in Serbia. The Aussies are the defending champs, and 8 of their 12-man squad play on this AIS team. With his mum and dad looking on in the game against the Gunners, the AIS win by 96 points to 90. Mills finishes up with 22 points and 8 assists.
Yeah, it's not like you.
Patrick's fledgling on-court success has already brought him a host of awards. At the 2006 Deadly Awards, which honour Indigenous achievements in sport, music, art and the community, he was named Most Promising New Talent in Sport.
I'm very proud to be an Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander as well, and I take that into basketball when I play, representing the Indigenous community in Australia.
Young athletes at the AIS combine their sporting activities with studies. However, there isn't a purpose-built school on the campus. Instead, the athletes attend schools in the Canberra area. When he moves to the US, Patrick plans to study for a degree in business. These are exciting times for Patrick Mills. He's on the verge of the Australian senior team, having already been called up to their training camp, and he may well play an important role for the Boomers at next year's Beijing Olympics. Looking further ahead, the NBA is the ultimate goal. His move to the US will undoubtedly improve him as a player and will give him the best chance of turning his hoop dreams into reality.
Now, whether I make it or not, it's something that I've been motivated for a while now, and going to push myself harder each day to make that. And if I don't, at least I can say that I've tried my hardest to get there. But we'll just see what happens.